Hey everyone, welcome back to another deep dive with us. So this time we're looking at Barbie, Greta Gerwig's Barbie. And we've got a lot of interesting things to go through with this one.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
We've got some reviews, we've got snippets from the actual movie script, and we've got some behind-the-scenes trivia.
Yes.
So get ready because we're going to go deep.
We're going to go deep. And I think it's really interesting how Barbie has made such a splash. I mean, box office hit, but also just the sheer amount of conversation around it.
Right, and it's about a doll.
Right, and it's a doll.
I want to start with that opening scene because it really sets the stage. You know, Helen Mirren's narrating. And that's talking about the impact of Barbie on, girls' toys and all that. And you see these little girls smashing their baby dolls
I know.
at the foot of this giant Barbie in the desert.
It's so powerful, that image. Like right away, there's a shift happening. And I think it really hints at some of the deeper themes about, societal expectations and maybe even like a little bit of rebellion.
Yeah, a little feminist rebellion going on there.
Exactly.
But it definitely makes you think about the influence
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Barbie's had. Now let's move on to Barbie Land itself. Okay, so it's vibrant, it's pink, it's seemingly perfect. The Barbies are in charge. You've got President Barbie, Dr. Barbie.
All the Barbies.
And then you have the Kens.
Right.
And they just kind of seem to exist to admire the Barbies.
Yeah, it's like this really clever role reversal. Like it's playing with our ideas about gender, what's masculine, what's feminine. And you really see it at the beach. Like the beach is this central location. And the Kens are just like beach.
Beach Ken.
Yeah, exactly.
But then things take a turn. When stereotypical Barbie, played by Margot Robbie, starts having these very un-Barbie-like thoughts. Suddenly she's worried about death.
Yeah.
Cellulite, flat feet.
It's like she's having an existential crisis. Like, what does it even mean to be alive? Is it all about being perfect? Or is it about, our flaws, anxieties?
And that's where Weird Barbie comes in, played by the always hilarious Kate McKinnon.
Oh, yeah.
And she's the one who's like, hey, maybe you need to go to the real world to figure this out.
Right.
And it's interesting because Weird Barbie, she's like the nonconformist. She's the one who doesn't quite fit in.
She's embracing the imperfection.
Exactly.
Which is not very Barbie-like.
And that journey takes her to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
With Ken, of course.
Yeah.
And that's when things get really funny.
Oh, yeah.
Those real-world scenes are just pure comedy gold. Like seeing Barbie trying to order a latte. Or ride the bus.
It's just hilarious. But also, it's a way for the film to point out some of the absurdity of our world. And, sexism, unrealistic beauty standards.
Yeah, like that scene where Barbie's getting catcalled. And she doesn't even understand what's happening.
Exactly.
But then you also have that scene where she meets this older woman on a park bench. And tells her she's beautiful.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It's just this genuine moment of human connection.
Yeah, like a little bit of heart.
So while Barbie is going through all of this in the real world, Ken's back in Barbie Land, having his own awakening, though it's a much different kind of awakening.
Totally different.
He stumbles upon this concept of patriarchy, and suddenly he feels seen.
He's like, this is it. This is my purpose.
He turns the dream house into a man cave with horses and beer and weights.
Yeah, it's so over the top.
But it makes you think about, how men are often conditioned to seek power.
Yeah, and validation. Like, is Ken a villain, or is he just kind of a product of his environment?
I think the film leaves that open to interpretation, which is one of the things that makes it so interesting.
Definitely.
And I think that's a good place to pause for now.
Yeah, we've covered a lot.
We've talked about the opening scene, Barbie Land, Barbie's existential crisis, Ken's embrace of the patriarchy.
But there's still so much more to unpack.
So much more. We'll be back in part 2 to delve even deeper into the themes, the visual style, the performances. But in the meantime, what are your thoughts so far? What resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments.
Welcome back to our deep dive on Barbie. Okay, so we've talked about, the story, the themes, but I really want to talk about, the look of the film. Because it is visually stunning.
Oh, it's like eye candy.
Yeah. Like you're stepping right into a toy commercial.
The colors are so vibrant.
Oh, yeah.
The sets are so detailed.
Yeah.
And the costumes.
Oh, my gosh.
To die for.
But it's not just about being pretty. Like, everything is very intentional. Like, take Barbie Land, for example.
Right.
They use these, bright, almost garish colors.
Yeah.
And the lawns are perfectly manicured. It's, perfect on the surface.
Right, but there's no depth.
Exactly. And then you contrast that with the real world.
Yeah.
Where everything's kind of, muted.
Yeah, like the color's been drained out.
Exactly. It's like a visual cue
Yeah.
to show the difference between these two worlds.
And it's not just the colors.
Yeah.
It's also like the way they use forced perspective.
Oh, yeah.
They make the Barbies look even taller.
Yeah, like they're larger than life.
And all the little details.
Oh, so many details.
Like the dream house, the camper van, the pink Corvette.
Classic Barbie.
It's all there.
They really did their research. And speaking of research, the soundtrack.
Oh, the music is fantastic.
It's like this perfect blend of pop and rock. And even some orchestral stuff.
Yeah, it's so eclectic. But it all works. I love Dua Lipa's Dance the Night.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one. But then you have Billie Eilish's What Was I Made For, which is like so haunting and beautiful. And it really adds to Barbie's emotional journey.
Right. It's not just fun and games.
No, there's some real depth there.
It makes you think about, like, your own purpose.
Yeah. What were we made for?
Exactly.
But let's talk about the performances, because I think they really bring it all together.
Oh, Margot Robbie as stereotypical Barbie.
She's amazing.
So good.
Like, she captures that innocence.
Right.
But also that growing awareness.
Yeah, like she's not just a doll.
No, she's becoming a person.
And Ryan Gosling as Ken.
Oh, he's having so much fun.
He is, you can tell.
But he also brings a vulnerability to the role. Like when he realizes that his whole identity is tied to Barbie.
Yeah, it's kind of heartbreaking.
It is. And the supporting cast is amazing, too.
Oh, yeah. America Ferrera, Kate McKinnon, Issa Rae, even Will Ferrell.
They all add something special.
They do. It's a great ensemble.
And I think it's a testament to Greta Gerwig. Like, she's such a talented director.
Oh, she's amazing. And you can see her style in this film. Like, she's also done Lady Bird and Little Women.
Yeah, and they all explore similar themes, but in different ways.
Right, like she's really interested in female identity.
And coming of age. And she's not afraid to take risks.
No, she's definitely not afraid to push boundaries.
And, you know, coming from independent filmmaking, I think that gives her a certain freedom.
Right, like she's not beholden to the studio system.
Exactly.
But before we move on, I have to talk about the costumes again.
Oh, yeah, the costumes.
They are just next level. The colors, the silhouettes, the attention to detail.
It's like a fashion show.
It is.
But they also tell a story.
Right. Like when Barbie first arrives in the real world, she's wearing this bright pink outfit.
That clashes with everything.
And it's like a visual representation of how out of place she feels.
Exactly. And as she learns more about the real world, her clothes become more muted, more practical.
Yeah, it's like she's adapting.
And then you have the Kens with their neon rollerblades and fringed vests.
Oh my gosh, it's so over the top.
But it's also like a commentary on masculinity and those expectations.
Right, like they're trying so hard to be cool.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
So we've talked about the visuals, the music, the costumes, the performances.
Based on the director's background.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. But I think it all comes together to create this really unique and thought-provoking film.
Okay, so we're back. And I have to say, Barbie has really gotten people talking.
It really has.
I mean, who knew a movie about a doll
Yeah.
would be sparking these kinds of conversations?
I know. It's amazing. I think it really speaks to the film's ability to tap into something deeper, you know, beyond just the surface.
Right. It's not just a fun summer blockbuster. There's some real substance there. So in this final part, I want to talk about the bigger picture. Like, what's the impact of this film?
Well, I think one of the most significant things is how it's affected the Barbie brand itself.
Right. Because for years, Barbie was criticized for promoting unrealistic beauty standards and harmful stereotypes.
Exactly. But this film, it addresses those criticisms head on.
Yeah, it doesn't shy away from them.
And it also celebrates what Barbie represents. You know, that potential for inspiration.
It's like they took the criticism and turned it into a strength.
Exactly. And I think that's really smart.
It's definitely worked for Mattel.
Oh, yeah. Their image has gotten a huge boost.
And it's a good lesson for other brands.
Yeah.
About how to stay relevant and connect with modern audiences.
Definitely. You have to be willing to evolve.
And be self-aware.
Yeah, and not take yourself too seriously.
But it's not just about the brand. This film has also sparked discussions about representation.
Oh, absolutely.
The cast is so diverse.
Yeah, you see different body types, ethnicities, abilities.
It's a really powerful message. Like,
Yeah.
everyone can see themselves in this world.
Exactly. And it challenges those old, limited representations.
And it's done in a way that feels authentic, not forced.
Right. It's just part of the story.
And of course, we can't forget about the film's message of female empowerment.
Oh, yeah, that's huge.
Barbie choosing to leave Barbie land and become human It's such a powerful moment.
It really is. It's like she's breaking free from those expectations.
Right, she's not waiting for someone to rescue her.
She's taking control of her own destiny.
And that's a really important message for young girls.
And for everyone, really.
Exactly.
It's about defining yourself on your own terms.
But beyond all the themes and the impact, I think the real legacy of Barbie is its ability to connect with people on a personal level.
Oh, definitely.
It's a film that makes you laugh, maybe even cry a little.
It's got heart.
It does. It reminds us that it's okay to be vulnerable, to question things, to embrace the messiness of life.
Yeah, it's a celebration of being human.
And I think that's why people are responding to it so strongly.
Okay.
It's more than just a movie. It's an experience.
Yeah.
So to wrap things up, Barbie is a cultural phenomenon. It sparked important conversations, challenged norms, and entertained us along the way.
And it's a reminder that even a simple doll can hold so much meaning and inspire us to think differently.
We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Barbie. What were your biggest takeaways? What resonated with you the most? Let us know in the comments. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into fascinating topics. We'll see you next time.